Alright, so we're playing shaman. Woo. Yeah.
Yeah. The only change is mana tide instead of Harrison.
I'm gonna have you put the Harrison back in.
Okay.
It's like, Harrison is just so insane in the mirror that it's like, I think you just have to run it right now. But
Isn't it? I mean, the obvious counter statement is it's really bad when they don't have a weapon.
I'm pretty happy when they don't have a weapon.
May I recommend Lost Tallstrider as a nice buff then?
Yeah, Hearthstone's really exciting right now. You get to play shaman, and then you get to play against shaman, and sometimes you get to play against Druid.
Yeah, well, join with me as Amnesiac. This is his exact list, very unique. No tunnel trogs in it. Hard too weak.
Yeah, it's bad in the mirror and it's bad against warrior. It's like really good in some matchups. Like it's nuts against Druid and it's really good against Zoo. But those are less of the matchups than like shaman and warrior. So I'm pretty down to not have them. But like this isn't just like the best list for overall stuff. I just like it for ladder.
Okay.
Here, I'll hop in on spec.
Toss the horse rider.
I actually really like horse rider against warrior because you want like. Nothing you play really in the early game lives. The only good early game card you have against them is Totem Golem, but Horse Rider's good because, like, what did they do? They can't really kill it well, and so it'll just chip off armor, and it'll usually deal like 6 to 8 damage, or it'll require resources, which is good.
Okay. While I was at Red Bull, I saw Structro make the coin totem into totem play. Is that one that you support?
I think I've done that no times out of 350 shaman games I've played this month.
Alright.
So probably not.
Save it, hit it.
Yeah, definitely save it. We got time. Yeah, if it's just oh wow, okay. That's fine. I was gonna say, if it's a removal warrior, you can just kind of run him out of stuff. Like, you just win that matchup if you take it to fatigue, and then if it's a Zoth warrior, it's the only one you have to pressure. Even Cthulhu, a lot of the time you can beat in fatigue. So, like, I don't ever play that quickly. But, like, applying pressure and playing quickly are pretty different.
This one's just one where you're trying to take the board at all costs, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, life total is kind of a resource in this one. Like, they don't have that much reach, but it just depends on the flow of the game. Sometimes you're way ahead on resources, but way behind on tempo, so you play inefficiently, and sometimes it's like very close resource battles, so you have to play more efficiently and be willing to use your life more.
What are you thinking here? I would go Totem Golem.
I would definitely Barnes, because Drake next turn to clean that up is really good, and like on board, since he just ghouled, you have some chance to just get spell power and win here, and even when you don't, it's just fine.
Woohoo!
See, we don't need the second mana tide totem. But yeah, like Totem Golem, you just have no follow-up, which is the problem I have with it. And this is like a very fine board state against this. Like, there's no good, like, Coin Corruptor doesn't do much, it's very inefficient. You can have the second Ghoul, but you don't mind that because you have the Drake.
Yep.
Something like Blood Dick or Korkon might be good. Oh, this is pretty good for him. It's not a bad hex. You're gonna fall behind if you don't, because otherwise you're playing Drake this turn, and then he's just gonna corrupt you, and you're gonna be really behind. But if you hex and then you take the value trade and play a Totem Golem, you can still Drake the following turn, and you're still ahead on board, which is really important.
Yep.
There are games where it's important to save your hex for like the rag and stuff, when you can afford to, but like you would just lose to normal stuff if you didn't hex here a lot of the time, I think, unless his hand is just very weak. Like, if his hand was super heavy but weak on the following turn, saving the hex would work out really well, but it's so much more likely he just has a solid mid-game hand and then, like, one threat, which you can get through anyway.
Yeah, I think that's something I picked up a little bit over time, just to use the hex. It's okay on 3 drops and 4 drops, even 2 drops sometimes if it's Totem Golem.
Yeah, hexing Totem Golem in the mirror is a lot of the time, right? The one thing that, like, the one big swing that will be, yeah, okay, just, I'm snap doing that. Told you it was better than that. But the one thing that like usually beats me in the mirror is when I have to play Thunderbluff into their Bookworm turn. But a lot of the time that was just because I forgot Bookworm existed. Jesus. So we know his last card's a dragon. If it's Draconid Crusher, that's annoying. If it's Bookworm, that's really good for us. If we draw Maelstrom Portal, we win. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Roll the totem and then just Lightning Storm anyways?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely the best Storm is getting, and you have fine follow-up with, like, even if he Bookworms you, you can just play a 5-drop, you can play Thunderbluff or Drake. Oh, I would definitely think you put the Totem Golem on the left, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It, like, almost never matters here, but
it could matter, and
it could definitely matter, yeah. I mean, just like getting into good positioning habits so that you don't even have to think about it's good, because then in important situations you don't have to allocate resources to trying to think about that. You can think about stuff that actually matters. So it's still very feasible that he has Bookworm in hand.
Yep, could also be the big one.
Yeah, that's true. What I'm saying is like Thunder Bluffing and then him drawing a dragon and Bookworming it is like probably a way to lose. I mean, I'm fine with playing the Azure Drake because if he wants to trade down, that's fine. If he wants to value trade, you have the portal. You know he doesn't have Grom, so it never gets punished that way. Unless
I was actually thinking
Grom.
Maelstrom Portal to stop his 6/6 from becoming a 9/9.
But then he just plays a 6/6, and then we have to rag flip it, or we have an inefficient turn. We don't have a very good answer to the 6/6 if we don't build any tension here. I don't really mind if he makes a 9/9. So if he makes a 9/9, he would have to push face, and then you could go portal, trade, Fire Ellie, and you would have the Fire Ellie and the portal minion, and versus his nothing, and you'd be at 14.
Pretty good. Wow.
Very safe.
That's some really good reasoning there. Yeah, I think sometimes, or a lot of times, try to go for the insta payoff. Like, I'm trying to get better at not going for insta payoff.
Yeah, just thinking a little bit down the road is always good. You also, so obviously Portal is good. I'm trying to think if you can ever get away with playing Thunderbluff because it's better on mana. I don't really think so. I mean, you wind up taking 5, which is like a very realistic way to lose. I feel like if you just Portal, trade out the board, and Fire Ellie, you just kind of can't lose from that position. You have so much gas in hand, and you're at 14, which is like above the threshold where he can just burn you out.
Ooh.
Oh wait, that might be really good.
Nope.
Unlucky. It was almost really good, but yeah, I mean, I'm just never using my life total here is the thing. I just don't see how you lose if you do it this way.
Yeah, alright. You think I should have tossed in the 3 damage there?
The face?
Yeah, while I had it?
Nah, no way. Didn't do anything. Yeah. Dragon Warrior's so bad. I think people think it beats Shaman. There's no way that deck is like... I think it's like one of the easiest matchups for me for Shaman. I think I'm probably like 57, 58% against that.
That's a high percentage there.
Yeah, that's actually... That's probably... It's like... I think it's like 55. Probably in reality. If they play right. They probably aren't playing right. But... I don't know. Like, people... I think there's a misconception that deck beats Shaman. And it's like I'm reasonably confident it doesn't.
What's your stance on ever keeping Thalnos? Do you need claws to keep it, or do you keep it sometimes?
I would never keep it even if I had claws against Druid. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I do keep it sometimes. Like, and then Zoo is like the matchup where I think it's like most reasonable to keep it, because the one of your openings that just beats them is claws and a spell power.
Is
like,
it only if you have claws that you would keep it?
That's what I'm not sure about, because it's always good, or it never sucks. It's not always good, but it's usually alright. In this case, I'd just be keeping Mana Tide Totem, I think, because
you would keep that. Okay.
Yeah, because coining Mana Tide against Druid's really strong. Like they never build minion tension in the first 2 turns, except if they innervate out a drop, which is very rare. Usually they just don't want to make that play anymore, and so they could also roots, but roots on 1 is like super out of favor at the moment. So they never build tension usually, so they usually have to use a card to kill it so you get ahead, and you don't mind using the coin in that fashion in this matchup, I don't think. That's like this is like one of the only matchups where I like Tide. Like, I don't even think against Warrior it's particularly good, but against Druid, just because they have such a hard time with it, and it usually just creates a resource deficiency, I think it's good.
I know you just mentioned you never coin hero power.
Oh, here, there's no way. There's no way. Look at our hand. I would only coin hero power if I had a very reactive hand, I think. Or if I had a very low curve hand. But if I had a low curve hand, I'd probably just try and beat my opponent up instead of hero powering a lot. Like, so let's imagine the pan out where we coin hero power and we rip the totem golem. So next turn we would have to hero power. And so instead of having the coin, we'd have made a totem, which is like somewhat okay sometimes, but I don't think I'm happy about it. Ooh, unlucky. If it goes face, it's like really bad still, but I don't think you should lightning storm. That seems pretty bad. I think just rolling healing totem is really good here.
Alright.
But yeah, I mean, I think that like having 1 mana and 0 mana thing from below is very overrated. I think 4 mana or 3 mana thing from below is where my play rate comes in most, and my stats on thing from below are like 45 wins and 12 losses or something when I play it. So wow. I think I play with the card reasonably.
Stats.
I think it's definitely one of the 4s, and then coin the claws and kill the Drake. I'm just not sure which one is better. Yeah. Upside to Barnes is that it's always 4 mana, and that you can get a better swing turn, like on turn 7 maybe, with Thing from Below. And actually, no, I like the Barnes a lot, just because the 1 attack minion, if it and combined with the Drake Spirit Claws attack, can kill off the 3/4. And I don't really mind getting swiped here. Like, that's his whole turn. He can't Arcane Giant or anything yet. And you do have some high roll potential. Like, if you get Flame Tongue or something, that'd be really good. Alright.
Nice.
Good.
Even claws here then? No.
Nah, there's no need anymore. Yeah, so I think the Barnes makes a lot more sense than the Thing from Below. But the Thing from Below directly challenged the 3/4, so it wasn't like it was a bad play. I just think this makes more sense long term. Because we have the Storm, so a lot of the time our turn 7 can look like Storm Thing from Below, or like Totem Storm Thing from Below or something. Okay, we lose.
It's okay, you might not have any follow-up.
I think you coin the Fire Ellie in that case to challenge the 3/5.
Yep.
It's very
Do you give any consideration to possibly Fire Ellie the 3/5?
No, I don't think so. There's also just the we're trying to roll spell power totem play here. Because if you did, you were kind of okay, because you would go totem double Thing from Below the following turn. So that wasn't terrible. If he doesn't have like Nourish, I think we're fine. Like, I don't really mind when he gets an extra minion here. I mean, it'll help, but it's not devastating. Okay, that's unlucky.
That wasn't that bad. This is pretty bad.
No, it's pretty bad. No, it's really bad. That thing is still alive.
It's alright, he's out of choose 1 spells now.
Is he? Right.
Probably not.
I definitely start with Totem, because I think just double Thing from Below if you whiff on the spell power is probably good. If you have the spell power, there's consideration in killing it.
I think. Yeah. Arch?
Is that actually better? Yeah, I mean, it's probably better. It's just weak.
It's okay, next turn will be strong.
I mean, you should probably kill it. It's just like, I think we lost.
That's fair.
I don't know. I would usually have left this game once Vandrel nourished. Just efficient laddering.
Wow, you would just leave there.
Yeah, probably. Once he nourished, I don't think we could win. I mean, there's like some chance, but I don't think the chance we have to win is
worth.
Yeah, is worth the time investment. Because Druid takes a while to kill you sometimes, so it might just wind up being a big waste.
With some serious GG timing tips.
Yeah, I mean, that's efficient.
There's chances here.
Okay, well, if we double high roll the Storm and then we runner hexes for the next stuff he plays, we could win.
Yeah.
There's also just playing some Thing from Belows.
Maybe with the Flame Tongue. 2, 4...
You'd get to go Flame Tongue, Hero Power, Thing, Storm, but it's not like you can kill one without using your face. And then he just uses removal and he pushes 8. Now you have to double Storm to win, I think. Because otherwise he always pushes 8 and you can't win if you're at 7 against his life total and his number of cards.
Alright, easy game.
Yeah. It's just 1 in 15. Ooh, didn't get there.
Yeah, good enough.
Not really. Hey, the Primal Fusion tech would have been really good here. Just boost up that totem, ship it in. Yeah, this is...
It's okay, it's still good. It's still good.
We're doing great.
Still good. Okay.
They do play Yasharish now, I don't know why.
For the Barnes memes.
I know, that's not a good reason.
Hey, new shaman legendary is out. Shuffle the wow, that seems good.
Ooh, what does it do?
5 mana, 5/5 taunt, death rattle. Shuffle a 5 mana, 10/10 taunt into your deck.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. I mean, if 5/5 taunt is anywhere acceptable in the metagame, like it doesn't just get beat up by a neutral 5 mana 6/6 they've yet to reveal, that card's good. Because 10/10 taunt is definitely good.
Yeah. Alright, toss it all, or do you keep Geomancer here?
Nah, I ship it off. I mulligan very aggressively for Claws, Totem Golem, and Harrison in the mirror. And then there are some other cards you can keep at certain times. Like I think Horse Rider's borderline. I think it's acceptable sometimes. When you have a decent card, it's alright. I think it's good to keep. And when I have Harrison on the coin, I like keeping Hex. But that's the only like weird thing.
So, is it a Harrison keep first or second, even if you have nothing else?
Yes. But like, see why this is a very common pan out for them to have. This is why I like Hex and Harrison together, because Totem and then Hexing and then coining Harrison is a way to not lose tempo, but still get the draws from Harrison to be ahead in the resource game. But like hexing and then not having the like follow up draw into AoE isn't very good.
Okay, that's a astute observation. I like that very specific keep situation.
This is interesting. Barnes isn't like atrocious because you have the portal, so he can play a thing from below next turn. If he flame ties, then you're pretty unhappy. I think Clippy Cloppy's fine.
Horse Rider?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the Barnes very much because if he plays thing from below, unless we just super high roll the Barnes, we're behind. If he plays Flame Tongue, we're behind without an answer to it. So I think like it's just not a good time to build tension. We're just gonna lose out on that battle. I think it's good to just Horse Rider, try and keep your coin, try and keep the board somewhat in check, and then look for a good swing turn.
Interesting. Alright. So the coin might be trying to be held for like a spell damage and then portal.
Yeah, it's just the Barnes isn't very good here, is the main reason why I'm not a fan of it. Like, holding coin has obvious upside because you get closer, you get to do a swing turn earlier. Definitely can't do that in Feral Spirits because then we'll just lose to Azure Drake. I wonder if you can ever just Totem and Bolt.
Is it bad to go Feral Spirit, Lightning Bolt, and then like the plan of Coin Barnes?
We can't coin Barnes. If we do that, we overload 3.
Oh right, overload 3.
Yeah, and I think even then it would be quite poor because you would just Azure Drake, kill both their guys, and have a Drake and a Spirit Claws that's jacked up with spell power. I think you're definitely bolting. I'm just not sure if coining Barnes is good. Coining Barnes is good if you get any totem. Yeah, I like coining Barnes.
Alright.
So I guess do Barnes first. Mechanics. Yeah, like any totem was a good roll because you get the thing from below. And this is actually a good Barnes turn because like he wants to play Azure Drake on curve, and then it's very awkward for him to deal with the board well. Like what's he gonna do? Put 6 damage into Barnes or hit this inefficiently and push irrelevant base damage? And like Maelstrom Portal's fine with you. We can play Thunder Bluff, which we actually just can't kill, but that's not like a very good play from his perspective.
It's pretty good. I clearly don't think about like making awkward turns for the opponent enough.
Oh, that's like, yeah, I think that's really important in the mirror because it's all about resources. It's not like it's very rarely a tempo matchup. Like, because you can it doesn't take a lot to sweep an opponent's board unless it's just really big, like with 5/5s and 3/6s and stuff. Like most of the boards you make in the early game are very easy to get swung back on. So you're just trying to get like little inefficiencies out of your opponent, gain resources in the early and mid game, and then in the late game you want to convert those resources to like kind of just a chokehold on your opponent. At least that's how I play it.
Well, you're doing something right. So I'm just thing pass.
Yeah, you don't have another play. Everything else is too weak. Yeah, honestly, that went pretty well. And he just did it wrong, so that's good.
He did it wrong?
Yeah, he could have taken one less damage, or he could have kept a Spirit Claws charge and left us with a frog.
Oh, I see, yes.
Yeah. Well, if you could roll Spell Power on command, that would be good. But, can't really do that. Honestly, it might just be right to go for it, because next turn's Thunderbluff turn, and if those totems get to attack, we're like very much so going to lose. Is there... I guess since since he just hexed and we're going to Thunderbluff turn, it's not bad to go Thunderbluff and Spirit Claws. And I think if you go Thunderbluff, Spirit Claws, and attack the 5/5, it's not that bad, because his response play is gonna be a lot of the time he's gonna Thunderbluff Hero Power, and then that by attacking it the turn prior, you get to go Drake Maelstrom Portal, and you don't have to attack.
Alright, you want to lock in that play?
Yes, yes.
I'm just gonna point out that this is clearly a very high-level mid-range shaman play here.
Well, I think it was this or just trying to roll Spell Power Totem.
Yeah.
And I really don't know if this is better. I think it's very realistic that this is not. I just think, like...
I like it, it's very daring.
He's going to bite on the Thunderbluff, I think, most of the time here if he has it, and it's very realistic for him, too. Alright. This is fine, though. Like, we took 5 unnecessarily to set up to deal with something, and we lost a Spirit Claws charge, but we're still happy with this pan out. Like, we set up to deal with something that was going to be impossible to deal with otherwise, and since he didn't have it, we played a little inefficiently, but we're still in a good spot, I'd say, because we can just Drake Portal this.
Yep.
So, yeah, I definitely stand behind that being good.
Oh, nice one.
So he'll go, oh yeah, that's a really good one. All the eggs are nuts in this one. Like, if you get Runic Egg, you usually just win.
You usually just win if you get
if you get an extra card for no reason, that's insane. Huh. I don't think you can respect AoE very much here if you intend to actually win.
Yeah, I was leaning towards Spirit Golem Totem.
You could also make an argument for Flame Tongue, Geomancer, kill the Drake and play Sparrows, because then he could also just low roll the AoE. He would need 2 AoEs, or he would need to get somewhat lucky. Like, and that leaves you with a Hex, so you beat that way you get to have the Hex the following turn, and you beat big stuff, and you get to spend all your mana the following turn as well. So I think I like this.
I'm liking that.
If you were to roll Taunt Totem, it would be really good to just Totem and Totem Golem, but you can't rely on that, and this Flame Tongue is really important to your game plan, so I would just Ferals.
Well, I'm low rolls.
Yeah, like you could just literally triple low roll.
Yep.
I think that's as much of a hedge against AoE as we could have here.
I agree. It's kind of ooh.
Oh, see, we're fine. We're just winning now. I would literally rather be us than him. Okay, well those aren't great, but still, we're chilling.
Yeah. Cool.
There is a lot at stake here.
Alright, Maelstrom Portal and Spell Power, or just Lightning Storm. That would have been better. Fuck. Alright.
Can I switch to Team Him?
What was that?
Can I switch to Team Him?
Team Him. I'll take the reins on Team Us. I mean, we could definitely win.
It's possible.
You just hex the Thunderluff, Manatide. You might even want to hex the 5/2.
Oh, interesting. I didn't consider that.
I think it's right. Because then at least, like, he could just have 4... What if his hand is just stuff? Then the Manatide's not dead on board. and then he's not putting us in lethal range, so he just plays stuff, and we draw AoE off the mana tide. I think it's right to play both hexes, even though it's like very poor on long-term resource efficiency.
Alright, well, make the call. It's something I definitely wouldn't have even considered, but I see the reasoning.
I just think we die if we don't. It's like very poor, and I'm not happy about it, but I think it's correct.
Alright. The calls, man.
Gotta play to win. I mean, I think we still lose, but we got some game. Ooh. That would be the one to hex. We got rag, we're fine.
We're alright.
But yeah, we gotta hit it. I don't know why he used the shield. I guess it made him less weak than Maelstrom Portal. Yeah, that was probably good. And oh, so close.
So close.
Alright, I think we got God. Yeah, if this is everything, you can stabilize at 5, we just need Lightning Storm. Yeah. See? Now we just win the rag flip.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And Storm, and we fire early the Alakir, and then hit the 3/6. We're chilling. It doesn't matter which one you fire early.
It kind of matters. You could not.
I mean, yeah, you definitely fire early the Alakir, but I'm pretty sure it is. Whoa, 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 why is
What?
rag in the middle?
Oh, right. Oops.
Alright, he probably doesn't have it, let's be real.
Alright, just gotta get another lightning storm.
Yeah, Jesus, we actually do. Or lightning bolt, I believe.
Yeah? Yeah?
Ooh, so close.
So close.
So
Alright.
it turns out it going face actually gave us way more % to win.
Well played.
You mean rag hitting the face?
Yeah,
because
we
didn't
would
have...
have lost this board anyway. But
Right.
we
Okay.
gave it a good run, and we got like really destroyed early game. So I'm
That was
happy with
pretty
that
good.
game.
I enjoyed the way that game was played a lot.
I think like making things awkward for your opponent and understanding what actually matters in the matchup's a big deal. Like the one thing that I'd say, the reason that I have a really good win rate in the mirror is I would say that most people have a misconception of early tempo and like trying to translate it into damage and pressure being like super important. Whereas I think about everything in terms of like trying to maintain a reasonable hand size and good options for what they can do so that I'm never playing inefficiently, so that when the game gets grindy, I use my resources in the best way to have the most stuff to do. Unless your hand is just insane, and then you just try and beat them up. But most of the time, it's about playing patiently and trying to be efficient with your resources.